Hello, my name is Peter Mackenzie-Philps. In this tape, we're going to show you several kinds of stillwater trout fishing. And we're starting with perhaps the most challenging, wild brown trout. We've come to a reservoir called Gouthwaite in North Yorkshire. Beautiful rolling hills. It was built as a compensation reservoir in the 1890s, and it has never been stocked. And so it has, dammed in the valley of the River Nid, it has wild brown trout and grayling. Now the day we've chosen today is not perhaps the best. I've just taken the temperature of the water and it's 52, and the air temperature is 48, and it's a bit frigid. But we can't always choose the day we have to go fishing. Now before we actually start thrashing a line, there's a bit of detective work to do. And so before we show you the actual fishing, we'll show you some of the detective work. Most essential if you're going to maximize the chances of catching something.
Let us start by considering a typical stillwater. I'm going to take a simple approach, and you will be able to work out for yourself what variations there are on your local water. It is the dead of winter and the lake is frozen over. The temperature of the ice will be 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 centigrade. Because the surface is ice, there will be no wind effect and thus no subsurface currents except for a very small movement caused by any streams flowing in. After a long hard spell, the temperature of the water on the bottom will go as low as 39 degrees Fahrenheit, as that is the temperature at which water is densest. Spring arrives and the air temperature rises, melting the ice. Slowly, the surface temperature will warm up, and winds will mix the surface layer. Once the temperature reaches 39 degrees, thorough mixing can take place, but once the surface is warmer than 39 degrees, the warm water will stay in the upper layer and stratification occurs. By the time the average trout season opens, we will then have this typical picture. Let us work from the bottom upwards and talk about the hyperlimnion first. Sunlight does not penetrate here, so no green plants will grow. Most of the oxygen will be used up by decaying animal and vegetable matter, so there will be too little oxygen to support fish. There are few insects either, perhaps the only exception being the larvae and pupae of midges. These have hemoglobin in their blood and can live in very low oxygen levels. For this reason, insects seen hatching out over very deep water throughout the season will almost certainly be midges of one form or another. The thermocline is, if you like, an invisible barrier between the oxygen-rich surface and the oxygen-starved depths. The barrier is one of temperature and is experienced by anybody diving in a lake when the sudden chill can be very noticeable. This layer, the thermocline, can be only a few feet thick and will be further below the surface in clear water than it will in murky water, because in murky water the heat of the sun cannot penetrate as far. We now come to the layer of water of most interest to the trout angler, as it contains the fish and all their food at the time it is eaten. The epilimnion, or surface layer, can be as shallow as a few feet in early spring to as much as 70 feet in late summer. The temperature of this layer can react quite quickly to changes in air temperature and in wind speed, and it reacts more quickly if there is a strong wind blowing. Surface currents start running when winds strike the surface, and the water displaced will be replaced by subsurface currents running in the opposite direction. Let us simplify all this and look at it from the angler's point of view, remembering that up to a certain point, fish and insects are most active where they feel warmest. After a long heat wave, of course, some of the things I'm going to say now can be reversed, but unless your lake is very shallow, this does not happen often in the UK. Let us assume that the wind is colder than the water. We will shorthand this on the diagram by calling it a cold wind. The surface current is formed, which chills the water as it goes. Therefore, the coldest water will be on the surface on the downwind shore. the warmest water is welling up on the upwind shore. So the best chance of catching a fish will be to fish below the surface, standing with your back to the wind. Now assume the wind is warmer than the water. The same surface current, but this time the water is being warmed as it goes across the lake. Therefore the warmest water will be on the surface on the downwind shore. So your best chance of catching fish will be if you fish near the surface, standing facing the wind. In a nutshell then, some headings. If the wind is colder than the water, fish with your back to the wind. If the wind is warmer than the water, fish facing the wind. After a very cold winter in early season, the fish will not be all that deep below the surface. In late summer, the fish can be very deep, hugging the thermocline if the surface temperature is too high for them. And all that detective work can be done with a simple thermometer without bothering at all about the further complications of dissolved oxygen content.
Right, I've tackled up. I've got a reservoir rod, I've got a Shakespeare Worcestershire fly line, Shakespeare International leader, and a yard-long tippet on the end. And because it's a windy day, I'm only going to use one fly. Now, the vital choice. Now, looking at my little box of wet flies here, I could use an Invicta or a March Brown or a Peter Ross or a Butcher, but I don't know what flies on the water, so I'm going to start with a general purpose pattern. One of my favourites. It worked well for me last time I was here, and it's a Zulu. It's black and silver and red. If in doubt, use black. This is where I start to peer and poke a bit, tying the fly on. Got it. I've got to the age where my arms aren't long enough to see a telephone directory properly. And tying knots in nylon is a difficult business. I should have my specs on. There we are. All set. Test it well. Bite the end off. And we're all set now. Hang the fly on one of the rings up the rod, bring the line or the nylon round the reel and wind up. And that way I don't get a kink caused by the tip ring. And we're now set to start. Hat, sunglasses. Right, nice brim. I've put my fly box away, yes. Sunglasses. Right, all set. Let's get at them.
Don't think I'm just rushing down to the waterside, eager to start lashing the water as so many anglers do. My detective work leads me to choose one of two places. As I have said, the wind is colder than the water, so I should fish with my back to the wind. I could go to the top of the reservoir, but it's quite low and I don't fancy wading through lots of mud, so I have chosen one of these bays on the left of your picture. There are trees here sheltering the bay, and there will be land-borne insects blown off the trees, so even if there isn't a hatch of waterborne insects, there is a reasonable chance of some feeding fish. While I'm walking, I have a chance of admiring the beauty of my surroundings too.
Got him! Now then, young fella, I think this is small enough to go back, but the first thing I do is to get all this loose line onto the reel safely. Oh yes, it's only a titch. And then I get my landing net out. That saves handling him hard if I have to put him back. Rest the net in front of me. Come on, little fella. And I guide him gently over the net and in. Now, the limit here is 10 inches. And I don't argue too much. If it's half an inch either way, he goes back. No, it's breakfast, I think. Yes, so I kill him in the net before I handle him. One bonk, and that's it. Just another to make sure. And now I can take the fly out at my leisure. Phew, well, I worked hard for him. Let's have a look. Beautiful golden little brown trout. Only one red spot on him that side, and only one spot this side. And the Zulu worked. Thank the Lord. Sort that out afterwards. And a nice little brown trout. And he's just on 10 inches. Lovely golden gleam to him. And they go like lightning. And that's what a fish's tail should look like. Not like some of the rainbows we see. Super. Now, one of the most valuable lessons we can learn is what this little chap's been eating. So I've put my marrow spoon priest now down his throat, and here we are. Put the fish down. It looks all black at the moment. There we are, on the palm of my hand. Get a little bit of water in the spoon and mix it. Now, little tiny black midges. Little teeny-weeny black midges. 1 silver horns. But those midges are about size 24, and there's no way I can imitate those, so my Zulu is about the right fly.
Brown trout are territorial. If you catch one, it often pays to move to another spot. I've seen a trout rise in this bay where it's more sheltered by overhanging trees, so I think I'll move. I'll keep the same fly on though. No point in changing when I've just caught a fish.
Right, so I take the fly off here and I stick it out in the water, and now I work line out through the rod tip. I dump it on the water in front of me. I'm going to do a roll cast here because of all these trees behind me. And this Worcestershire line's floating nicely and it makes it a lot easier. Okay, I draw the rod back, let a belly of line settle behind me and flick, and out it goes. And I'm now fishing. And there should be a fish here. Nice little calm bay, lee of the trees, insects being blown off the trees. There should be a hungry trout sat somewhere out here. No, dump the line again, and now I want to cast to the right, so I must put the belly on the left, let it settle, and flick. Out it goes. I'm fishing again. It helps because the wind is almost directly behind me through these trees. Oh, there was a rise. Now, how can I reach him? I was nearly going to do an overhead cast in my excitement. Oh, right on the nail. That was on the money. Oh, there he is. He's a bit further inshore. He's moved. And he's feeding, oh, he's a little titch. Hardly worth catching, but just for fun, let's have a little go there. There he is. Got him. Ha, little titch this one. Get the line safely on the reel. Even so, don't want to tread on it. He won't fight a lot. He's only about 6 inches long, I think, and he's going back. Right, net ready just in case. Oh, yes. How much line have I got out? Not a lot. Right, in he comes. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Right. Oh, no, he's bigger than I thought. I still think he should go back, perhaps. Yes, he's under 10-inch limit. Get the hook out carefully. Wet my hands before I handle him. Then he doesn't get so much thermal shock. Now then, Zulu again, right in the angle of the jaw. Now come on, little fella, hold still. Do you know this is going to be a bit
difficult to get out. It's in its tongue. And that's a shame. And if that was a barbless hook, it would slip out so easily. Come here. Come here. I'm going to put you back. Right. Got a bit of him now. There we are. Hook's out. Nice little silvery fish, look. Red spots on him. But he's only about 8 or 9 inches long. So we put him back so that he swims out of our hands. And we hold him upright until he does. There he goes. And he's away.
It's afternoon now, and the wind has died down and warmed up a bit. In fact, the wind is now considerably warmer than the water. I will therefore find the warmest water and most chance of insect activity off the dam on the downwind shore. There are often fish feeding here in the afternoons and evenings, but the water does shelve quite steeply into deep water, so it'll pay me to change to a Shakespeare glider fly line, a very slow sinker, ideal for using with a wet fly.
Bring the first cast in, and let's just see. It's not sinking fully just yet. Just has to get the surface wetted.
This is a nice fly line. You can hear it whistling out on the chute. A rough, poor quality line grates on the rings and always sets my teeth on edge. This is a pleasure to fish with.
Ha! Got him. Come on, come on, come on. You're not very big.
It's a grayling. Not a very big one, but they should all come out. Fish at last. There we are, one grayling. Nice big fin, look. That thing acts like a sail in a river, but in still waters they don't fight very well. Funny looking mouth they've got. Funny looking fish, but they're nice to eat. Put him down on the net and put him in the bag. Ah, there. There we are, tomorrow's breakfast. Right. Let's catch another one. Better still, let's catch a trout.
Some people feel that grayling shouldn't be killed, but this is primarily a trout fishery, and the grayling compete for the available food supply, which isn't abundant anyway. I see nothing wrong with killing them to eat, and my wife adds grayling meat to kippers or smoked trout to make a slightly more bland pate, and it's delicious. Cook the grayling, flake the meat off the bone, add butter and the smoked trout or kipper meat, and give it a whiz in the blender. But on some waters where grayling are scarce, they are a resource to be looked after and returned unharmed. Not here, though. Notice how I hold the line over my little finger, tight from the reel. This prevents tangles around the reel. Then the line goes over my forefinger so that I feel takes which I don't see.
Got him. Oh, it's another grayling. Come on, come on, come on. Hold still, hold still, hold still. Ooh, bigger than the last one. Got him. And there's that enormous dorsal fin again. He's a bigger one this time. Nice fish.
Grayling are nice fish, and I enjoy catching any fish, but I'm here for trout, not grayling, so let's plot a change of tactics. Grayling take small flies readily. They do not seem to like large flies to nearly the same extent. I'll stand a better chance of a trout, therefore, if I put a much larger fly on. My favourite large fly in these conditions is a pink baby doll. This one has a bit of a glitter to it, because I've put some pearl mylar tubing over the top of the dressing, and it adds a sparkle which will help the trout to see it from further away. I'm also going to fish this fly a little deeper, as most of the fish I've seen rising have been grayling, and I think the trout will be feeding deeper down. Let's see if I'm right. Why on earth wild brown trout will wallop a pink baby doll is beyond my comprehension. I can understand them taking a white one or a grey one or a silvery one, but bright pink for some reason is the best colour for a baby doll in this water and in many others I have fished. It must, however, be a bright fluorescent pink. Just as important is the consideration of where the trout will be. If they're feeding on fry, they will not be far out from the shore, because little fish tend to stay close to the edge. If I catch something, I can tell myself that I caught it by using superior intellect, and that'll make me feel great. If I don't catch anything, I'll start the head scratching all over again. And that, to me, is the challenge and the fun of fishing.
Got him. Oh, he's a tiddler. Nice little trout, but he'll go back. Let's slide him up the stones.
You greedy little perisher. The fly is nearly as big as you are. Now just cool my hand, because it gives a fish a terrible shock if you pick him up with warm hands. And now we'll see if we can get this rather large hook out without damaging him. There we are. Nice little fish, little wild brownie, great big tail look, and we better put him back now before he's been out the water too long. So we hold him upright in the water and out he goes. Gone.
We've come now to Blithfield Reservoir in the Midlands, and we're going to show you some traditional Midlands style reservoir fishing for browns and for rainbows. And this is the home water of Steve Parton. Now Steve is a man we've all heard of, expert on boat fishing. He's written a super book. And what do you think of the prospects today, Steve?
Could be better, Peter. It's a bit bright.
Yes.
And a little cool as well.
Yeah. Well,
hopefully we'll find some fish up high.
Hopefully.
Yes.
We don't want to dredge the bottom, really, do we?
Not terribly appealing today, because it is a nice day.
Yes.
It'd be nice to fish in the top for them today, I think.
Fine. So if you could tell us very quickly, Steve, just a little bit about Blithfield.
Well, basically, Blithfield is run by fishermen, for fishermen. We've got a syndicate of 200 members on, and we pay relatively substantial initial fees, but taken across the piece, it's no more expensive than fishing anywhere else. But we are a syndicate, and we do control the water ourselves.
And you stock fairly liberally,
We stock relatively liberally, and we restrict the amount you can take as well.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, very genteel fishing, this. Very nicely organised.
Super. Well, despite the fact it's a bright day, shall we get at him?
Absolutely. Let's go now.
Okay.
Kit Kat and Caboodle.
Firstly, the essential detective work before we leap into the boat and motor off into the wild blue yonder. Too many anglers get into the boat first and then wonder where to go. Looking at the map, we see that if the wind is warmer than the water, as it is today, we should fish the downwind shore. The sun is warming the face of the dam as well, so our best spot, in theory, is this bottom right-hand corner downwind of the valve tower.
Let me hold your rod, Steve, when you get in.
Ah, thanks, Peter. Super, let's have yours. Okay.
And we've got another bloody wasp in here.
They're getting to be a bit of a curse, these wasps are,
Yes.
in a quiet way of business.
Okay, just before we set off, Steve, quick kit check. Have we got everything?
Yes, Peter. Got all the spare rods put away in a hole so that we can't possibly break them. A large but simple landing net so that we don't miss the fish when we hook them. Big anchor and around 30 odd pounds weight of heavy chain to make sure it holds in a fairly rough wind. One small essential, a G-cramp so that we can tie off onto the boat in different positions, either the anchor or the drogue, which we're going to use as an underwater parachute to slow us down when we're drifting if the wind comes up sufficiently strong. And apart from the odd seat, the large plastic box to make sure that our collection of flies, etc., does not get wet when it rains, which it probably will do.
And your sandwiches.
And the sandwiches.
And there's just one little thing I've got, Steve. I'm a strong believer in carrying an old emulsion paint bucket with the lid well clamped on. It keeps my camera dry, but of course if anybody falls in, you hurl this at him and there's a handle for him to hold on to. It'll keep him afloat for as long as it takes to get him out of the water.
Super.
Okay, shall we go?
I reckon it's time. I'll just warm the motor up, Peter. If you sort of cast off as soon as I've got the engine going, we'll be away.
grist for the mill.
I'll just get my
Line
gear
on the
out of
reel.
way, Peter.
Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. Ah, nice little rainbow.
That'll do.
White's the colour of the day, obviously. I can land him if you like, Steve.
No,
I've got a
you
net here.
take your time with him, Peter. We don't want to miss him. Shout out as soon as you're ready, Peter.
Yep. Right, he's right in front of you.
There you go. You get his head up.
As tight as I thought.
He's not as small as you thought, I think, either. We'll go a pound and a bit. That one will. I'm having real...
Oh, it's a
It's
brownie.
a brownie. Excellent. Well done,
Great.
sir.
Super.
Super fish. Good man.
Thank you, Steve.
There we go. Well, if you don't mind, sir, I'll...
Do we kill him or put him back?
You kill him, sir. Don't mess about.
One bonk.
One
What a
bonk.
cracking tail he's got on
Lovely
him.
fish. Lovely fish.
That's a
That,
beautiful
that
fish.
fish has been in at least a year.
Really?
Yes, yes. They grow on well here, browns do.
Teeth on him.
Yes.
Oh,
Look at that. Look at the condition of him. Pretty fish.
beautiful. That's a smashing
Fishy
brown
fish.
trout.
Oh, yes.
Look at the shine on that. No red spots, though.
Not on that one, but
No.
we have a lot of very red spotted fish in here. He's a little bit,
And
you
he's
know,
deep, too, isn't he?
he's just beginning to go to that beautiful golden yellow.
Yeah. Now then, the critical bit. Let's see what he's been eating.
Ha Well, theory says it should be a nice white slurry in there.
Right, now we've found out what this trout's been eating. There's the trout I've just caught, and there's the little perch fry that I've just taken out of his mouth. Now, he can't have eaten it long ago, otherwise it would have been much more digested than that. Little white-coloured perch fry, which is perhaps why I caught this fish on a white lure. I'll put that back. Ground bait. Chumming, it's called. Strictly illegal. And my fish is now in a wet bass, and it should stay cool and fresh.
We've arrived at our chosen spot, lowered the anchor and drifted to extend the anchor rope, and we've started fishing. Steve is fishing deep along the contour, and I'm aiming at the dam wall, trying to land my fly right on the stones, and from a sitting position it's quite a long cast. Notice the fly life where the sun is warming the dam, and yet there's no sign of insects out where we are.
Lovely. Great.
On the wall.
Well, the line went that way, and then the leader went
Yes,
along the wall.
yes.
Couldn't be
It's-
better.
You ever go to the dew lock at Inverary, you'll often see your line go 3 different ways in the air
Yes.
because of these miserable Scots locks, the way that
The wind whistles
the
round the hill.
way the air eddies around the corries and the gullies and bounces off one wall of the valley.
Yeah,
It is annoying at times.
yeah. There's a fascinating little hill lock up near Glen Lyon that I've fished quite a lot. And they painted the dam wall with tar, I think to help waterproof it. Seriously. And it's fascinating, it really is, because that black wall warms up in the sun. And all the fly life congregates under the dam. Yeah. And you fish along and you bounce your fly off the wall and into the water, and these little wild browns, they're all lying in wait within a foot of the wall.
There you are. I mean, it drifted out one way, then turned back upon itself and held the other. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
well done. Super.
Come on, fish, come on.
Well, I didn't realise I had so much line out.
He doesn't know he's hooked yet, Peter.
Doesn't he?
No, he doesn't.
Ooh, nice looking fish.
Yeah, not a bad one. It's a reasonable rainbow. Good heavens. Oh, he's not ready yet. Come on, my lad, come on. Let's be having you. Oh, good man. Heavens.
Got to stand up for this one.
That's a better
That is
fish.
a cracking fish.
That's a big fish, that is. Good
Isn't
heavens.
it just.
Oh, dear.
You
Well,
want to
he-
put him back?
He took some catching. Been a long wait for that one.
Yeah.
Good man. Right. Curse these wasps. Centering in on us.
That, Steve, is a nice fish.
That's a good big in that one here.
The size of that.
Yeah,
There you are.
it'll look nicer
Yeah.
if his tail hadn't been so knackered, but
Yeah.
not to worry. Oh. Another victory to a thing with lead on the head.
Yes. Yeah.
You want that?
All his tail.
Halfway reasonable fish, that.
Nice. Very
Nice,
nice indeed.
good clean rainbow. Oh, now we'll pop him in the bag. Along with the other ones. Oh. There we go.
Nice fish, that, Steve.
There we are.
Well done, you.
Thank you, Peter.
Trout fishing, of course, isn't just about catching fish. We should make time to enjoy the wildlife. And this chap's a good angler. Unlike us, he has to catch fish to survive. He knows where there are ample stocks, in the rearing ponds and raceway below the dam. Like a good human angler, though, he doesn't just rush straight up to the water and start fishing. He lands 100 yards away first to do a recce and make sure the coast is clear.
Well, we've motored to the upwind side of the reservoir, and we're going to try a drift along the dam now. With a bit of luck, the wind should carry us, 20, 30, 40, 50 yards off the dam wall, and as near as we can parallel to the shore. So all set, Steve?
Absolutely, Peter.
Right. Let's get
Itching
at
to
it.
get going.
Right.
We haven't motored as far upwind as we might because it's bad manners to motor too close to anglers fishing from the shore. So here we are, wet fly fishing on a slow drift controlled by the drogue, taking it in turns to cast. Notice how we both lift the rod quite high on the retrieve to get the top dropper dibbling along the surface. Notice also how much line Steve shoots with just one roll cast to get the line up and one delivery. Lay the line neatly on the retrieve to avoid tangles on the chute.
I'm easy. Hey! Quick! Quick! Fish on! Oh, we're right on top of John. Fish. It's all right. I'll have him in a minute. All right. He's not really. He's. This is the difference, isn't it?
Oh, it's a nice fish. Right.
Thank you, sir. Oh, I don't seem to like it much.
Here up. Got it handy.
Thank you. Thank you kindly, sir. Oh. Thank you, Peter.
Now, let's see what he's been eating.
Now we can have a look at what he's been.
Critical thing.
Mummy fly just dropped out of him.
Yes.
He's only just in. There we are.
That's a lovely looking fish.
Yeah, that's not so bad, is it?
Yeah.
That's a bit less.
Yeah, well done, Steve. Nice fish.
No, no.
Lovely and silver and a nice tail.
No, Peter. Lucky we were.
Well, yes, all right. We all need a bit of luck every now and again. Daphnia. Nothing but
Daphnia.
bloody Daphnia.
Slow it up on Daphnia.
Tiny pink Daphnia.
Blasted thing.
So what fly do we put on for Daphnia? And the short answer is anything.
A big lure.
Big.
A lure is a better idea than a fly.
Nothing at all in his tummy except Daphnia.
The rod I'm using is a Shakespeare radial carbon fly rod, 10 feet long, AFTM 6.7, although it is handling a 10-yard head of number 9 line very well. Steve's reel is a Shakespeare Fluger medalist, 4 inches in diameter, ideal for shooting heads with its wide drum.
Got him.
All right. Hang on.
Do you know, it's funny, Steve, how some of these fish just come quite docilely to the boat
Yes.
and then just swim around a bit.
Swim around, yes.
Stay away from this boat, blast you.
Kick on the bottom, Peter. Bang your feet, go on. Bump, bump, bump. Frighten him off.
Can't.
Go on. Oh,
He's all right. No, he's okay. He's doing another tour. It's all right.
he's off on a trip, is he?
Yeah. He's on the tail fly, and I've got a dropper. You ready?
Well, I don't think he is yet, though. He doesn't seem best pleased by it all.
No. Come on, come on, come on. Here he comes.
Yeah.
Just frighten him out.
Gotcha. There we go.
Well, thank you.
There you are.
Where's my priest? Where's my priest? Quick, quick, quick. Right.
Ready, sir? There you go. There you go. Doesn't seem to like it much.
Nope. Come here, hold still. Poor thing.
Good man.
That's it.
Another nice fish.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah.
Not at all, Peter.
And now where's my dropper?
Tangle in the net as usual.
Sid's Law again.
Ah.
Right.
A green-tailed Zulu.
This is a black lure.
Aye.
Yeah, and this is a... Come on.
It's a catfish.
Yeah. Oh, come out. Teeth.
Teeth, yes.
Yeah.
They have them.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Now then.
Well, I think we'd better have a look at what he was on, but mainly we'd better go and have another drift, I think.
I think so, yes.
Well, I think I'll have a cup of coffee to celebrate your fish.
Smashing.
Nice fish. Lovely fish. 2.5, push 3.
Yeah, and a bit.
Three to 2 Daphne.
I'm not going to bet on it.
No, I wouldn't.
Daphne again.
Daphne again, yeah.
Why don't they jump? I wonder.
Full of Daphne, that's why.
Too heavy. Yeah. Oh, well.
You would think there ought to be a lot of fish up against this edge wall here, but there aren't very many usually. There's some very big fish on the bottom,
Yeah.
but a lot of them are pike. Here we are, right under the top, Peter.
Okay.
We can't see where it is in this cloudy water. He's trying to get under this blasted boat again. Go on, get out of it. Come on, get out of it.
Is he under the boat again?
Trying to get under. Yep. Ah! Right. They're not very big. Aye, you have to keep us off that wall, mate. Oh, he's trying hard, this one is. Right, anything?
Yeah, I can see him.
There he comes. Got him. Hey.
I'm going to put him down on that seat, but you've got a fly there.
Yeah, not to worry, Peter. Right then, we've got the hammer.
Yes.
Whack him on the head quick and get the boat out of here before we get wrecked. Oh, good man. So if you're going to do that,
There we are.
No, you sort the fish up, I'll move the boat quickly before we go on shore here.
Let's just have your rod over here a bit then.
Come on, boat.
Where's
Fire.
the drogue?
Oh, don't worry, I'll pull that now.
Fishing is also about good companionship. We hope your days afloat will be as enjoyable as this day was for Steve and for me. We wish you tight lines, screaming reels and happy fishing.
There's the anchor, Peter. No problem.